Okay, good morning, everybody. A warm welcome to our Abort Master and Brother Joe Huang and to our Hualien Dharma team, brother and sister around the globe, to this Saturday Hualien Dharma talk. Very good morning. So today, Sister Lily is not around. I'm Sister Mabel. I will be doing the opening today. Okay, so next one. So we will do it. I'll be doing a short accepted speech from Master. So, title The Heart Without Limit Can Transcend All. So, through space may have an end, my vows are boundless, boundless and infinite as long as we aspire and make vows. Giving selflessly for the sake of humanity, the heart without limit can transcend everything. The heart and love and the heart are immeasurable. This is the most beautiful and virtuous thing in the universe. 感恩 for master teaching. Okay. So now let's send our sincere prayers into the 10 directions. May the Saha land be free from disasters and peace will be well in the world. Let us sing the prayer song with sincere piety.
In my heart, I feel deep gratefulness. All my heart is filled with sincere prayer. From all corners of the world, let us join our hearts and pray for a world of harmony and peace. In my heart, I feel deep gratefulness. May all the Buddhas hear my prayer. All united with one heart, let us end our hate with love. May there be no suffering hereafter.
Okay, so may all minds be purified. May there be peace in the community, and may there be no disaster in this world. Okay, so let us say the prayers for the universal love and blessing. Okay. So with loving respect, gratitude and confidence. Let us wish each person in our life a healthy body, enlightened mind, and total fulfillment in the universal love. Now let us expand this consciousness to include every person in the world, every being in the universe, and let us unify our love and make this wonderful world even better. Let us immerse ourselves in the hold on. Let's unify our love and make this wonderful world even better. Okay, let us all embrace ourselves in the joyful embrace of universal love. Okay, next one. Okay, before we hear the wonderful sharing, let us invite our Dharma Master to lead us in paying homage to the Triple Gems. Let us pay our respect for this teaching and explanation to the Buddha Master Cheng by making 3 sincere bows. Okay, so let's rise together and okay, so first bow, second bow, and third bow. And a bow to our Abode Master, a beloved Abode Master who joined us today. Okay. Okay, so today on our agenda, we have Brother Joe Huang on sharing Dharma Insight, Sister Hong Li on the footprints of mooncake making, and Sister Yoke Cheng on overcoming challenges. So over to Sister Su Ching for the weekly summary.
Thank you so much, Sister Linda. Okay, last week we have a couple of speakers. So there was Brother Joe Huang. Brother Joe Huang shared lessons from the Sutra of Infinite Meanings, great teachings for all sentient beings. First, the fields of blessings to understand. Then reliance on support is close at hand. The Medicine King helps with what's wrong, and teachers guide both weak and strong. It's not enough to be good, we must reach, not just students, but promoters who teach. And we had 2 sisters from the UK communities talking about vegetarianism. Sister Su embraced the vegetarian path, starting at home, then boldly grew her craft, addressing concerns of taste, health, and ease through markets, farms, and cooking to please. City UK shares recipes, food, and more, even hosting banquets to open the door. Sister Xinling's stall showed what's possible too, raising awareness of what they can do. With conscious eating, our planet's at stake. Lead by example for everyone's sake. Eat with joy and love for all beings. Reducing burdens, a peaceful earth we're seeing. And Brother Sun Hawk spoke about Dharmaship. History may seem like a path seldom sought, yet in its lessons, wisdom is taught. It reveals human nature, the good and the bad, and shows the great leaders the world once had. Not those who took, but those who gave, like Buddha and Jesus, whose lessons still save. Master Xuan Zhang's journey to the West, and Master Tian Zhen's vow to the test. With Jingse halls rising strong, many spiritual fortresses is where we all belong. For future halls in Miri and Klang, we build with hearts because we can. a field of blessings with hearts aligned. Chichi's world is one of a kind. With lotus blooming vows we sow, a better world for all to grow. Okay, cảm ơn for listening. I stop share and hand over to Brother Ching to introduce our next speaker. Over to you, Brother Ching.
Cảm ơn Sister Su Ching. Good morning, brothers and sisters. Welcome to another Saturday of great sharing. We have a full agenda today. In fact, we're three sessions. So let us welcome Brother Joe Huang, to share with us the Dharma Insights. Brother Joe, platform is all yours.
Thank you, Brother Chin, and good morning, everybody. Welcome to our Saturday morning Dharma session. And it is my honor and pleasure to be here to share with you. And today we're continuing on our understanding and learning of the Sutra of Infinite Meanings. I will every time, I will focus also both on what was happening previously and also on what we will be covering today. As there is no time, we're not in a rush. Therefore, I would, take some time to make sure that we go over the things that we talked about. Most importantly, because I think it's more important to understand the context and to understand the background, to understand why we are seeing what we are hearing. That's more important than what we're going to be talking about each and every session. So let's go through what we are going to be covering for today. So previously on the Sutra of Infinite Meanings, we're on chapter 1, and this is the Dharma talks from Master Cheng on the Sutra of Infinite Meanings, and we're still on chapter 1. This is book number 1, chapter 1. And we've covered the first 4 sections of chapter 1. And very briefly, the story so far is we're talking about that the Dharma that needs to be passed on, the Dharma that needs to be continued by the disciples, we know that it must adapt to the world. The Dharma itself doesn't need to change, but it's the people that are passing this on. The people that are carrying the torch, they need to know how to learn this Dharma such that it could be used to adapt to this world, to the needs of the people in this world. And therefore, the teaching can continue into the future. If the Dharma cannot adapt to the world, if the teaching does not fit the need of the world, of the people, then the Dharma itself might not be able to continue to the future. Therefore, it's very important to the disciples to fully understand the Dharma, to fully understand how to apply the Dharma such that it can be accepted and it can be adapted to the world. Now, all these great disciples that have the responsibility to carry the torch are doing exactly this. They're trying very hard to learn, and they're trying very hard to also teach. So they are at the same time the students, and at the same time they are the teachers. They are the students to the Buddha, and they are the teachers to the sentient beings where they might not have the opportunity to see the Buddha themselves. Therefore, they require a medium, somebody who could teach them the teachings, but even though they have no chance of seeing the Buddha. And therefore, the great disciples are doing exactly this. They're learning at the same time, and they're teaching at the same time. So how were they able to do this? And in the book, we also learn that they've done this with perseverance, with vast vows, with such strength and resilience that they are able to learn the teaching, practice the teaching, and then pass on the teaching. So how are they able to do that? After they have learned all of this, they continue to apply and teach to others. After all, this is one of the most important responsibility. As a disciple, their responsibility is to learn and to teach to others. Therefore, it's not enough to just learn. They need to also learn how to teach. They also need to learn how to apply. So the teaching itself helps us locate the problems precisely and allow us to fix the problems. What that means is that a lot of times that this is something that we need to apply to ourselves. This is something that we need to apply to our lives. So it's almost like a checklist, for the mundane world. For us, ordinary beings, we would have a checklist of things to do. Now you've done it, you check it off the list. You haven't done it, it's on the list to remind you that you have to do it. And so is this. Most of the teaching here that we learn how to apply by making sure that have we gotten here, or is this something that we need to address? That's how we are able to progress. That's how we're able to know where we are. So that's what the teachings do for us. Now, this time, today, we're going to be talking about, from the Sutra of Infinite Meanings, is we're moving on to section 5, which is titled Great Guiding Teachers for All Sentient Beings. We briefly covered this last week in the very beginning on this section. This is the section that talks about how to be a good teacher. How do you be a good teacher? And this section, I think, is more so important because in the past, Buddha has more focused on how do you be a good student? How do you learn and practice Dharma? At the end, as the time is nearing the end of Buddha's life, Buddha understands that it's more so important that the students have accumulated so much knowledge and wisdom throughout the years. In the 4 decades of Buddha's teaching, the students and the disciples have learned a lot and have accumulated a lot. However, even though they know the knowledge, they understand the teaching, they have a good grasp of the teaching, they have a good command of how to use it and apply it. However, it does not mean that they will be a good teacher. It does not mean that they will be able to pass the teaching on just as the Buddha had provided the teaching for the disciples. Therefore, there is this section talking about just how to become a good teacher. As I always mention, that being a good student doesn't mean that you are going to be a good teacher. And this is the case. I mean, I'm sure we all have this experience. This is the same idea as being a good person doesn't make you automatically a good parent, because being a good parent means so much more than just being a good person. And I think that's also very true. I'm sure for most of you who have kids, who have families, understand that it is not easy being a good parent. And therefore, there always are going to be books, and there are always going to be sharings on how to be a good parent, because it's not enough to just be a good person. You have to be a good parent. And how do you do that? Well, people with knowledge, people with experience would share. So this section is talking about great guiding teachers for all sentient beings. And the idea is, how do you become a good teacher? And I've broken this section into 4 parts. The first part is talking about the practice field, the great field of blessing. The second part talks about reliance, which is relief, protection, and support. The third part is the medicine king, which allows the addressing of the problems. And the fourth is tamer, teaches the good to the good students and the bad students. Okay, so now we're going to go into the first part, which is practice field, the called great field of blessing. What does that mean? So in the book, Master talks about, if the field of their minds has not been tilled, then there is no opportunity to sow seeds of goodness. So before they can grow roots of goodness on their own, they must first depend on others to help them. That's what practice field means. And I think, what does that mean? Let me continue to explain this further. If you are, let's talk about in the olden days. In the olden days, and you have no land of your own. So what do? You have to go to people with land and you work on their land. And part of the yield from the land that you work on will belong to the landlord. And then you will take the other parts for yourself because you have no land of your own. So you need a field to start working because you have no land of your own, right? Then if you have no land of your own and you can't start working, then you're going to starve. You cannot provide for your family. So you need a place where you have some place to work on that's not your own, and then accumulate enough. So now you have enough, then you can buy your own land, and then you can grow your own crops, and then you will have better yields and you will get better return. And that's what the practice field means, that they are not there yet. The disciples or the people, they're not there yet. They're not enriched so far that they are able to provide for others. They still need to learn, yet they have nothing to begin with. So how could they learn? How could they learn? And that's where a good teacher comes in. A good teacher basically is like, you can practice on me. I will be the field where you can work on. I will be the place where you can learn. So for example, and I use this example, on the left, you see the batting cage. You need a place where you can practice before you go on to the actual game where it matters. You need a place where you can practice, where you are allowed to make mistakes, where you're allowed to learn slowly. There is no rush of time. There is no strenuous pressure on you to perform. You can practice and tune and hone in on your skills. Therefore, in Tzu Chi, we have this surgery simulation. This simulation surgery where all medical students who have yet to become doctors, they are not yet doctors, they need practice. So who can they practice on? Well, they can't possibly practice on patients, real living patients, right? If it were my parents, if it were my relatives, if it were myself, if you go to a hospital, you wouldn't want to be treated by someone who has no experience, right? You're paying the same amount of money to go see a doctor. You obviously don't want somebody who has no experience and who is going to treat you like an experiment. And nobody wants that, right? Nobody wants that. You wouldn't want this for yourself. You wouldn't want this for your family. You wouldn't want this for your friends. You wouldn't want this to happen. Well, then how would the medical students get better? How would they even have a chance to practice on? They need a practice field. They need somebody to be willing to say, come, practice on me. Use me as your tool for you to get better. That's what a good teacher is. A teacher doesn't teach only. They teach by providing a practice field where you are able to practice on me because no one else would allow them to be practiced by you. That's what a good teacher is, okay? So in Taiwan, and I think in everywhere, we have these volunteers. They learn. They actually volunteer to be patients. They are the volunteers who know that these doctors, they need true experiences. They need to go through these experiences for real. They need real people, real interaction. So then they have these sessions where they will learn how to interact. Perhaps they are coming with some stomach pain, and they are scripted by doctors who are the real teachers, and they are scripted to share, the they have to remember, they're essentially actors and actresses. They act out their role. They would tell the doctor, who are the medical students, they would tell the doctors, this is where I'm hurting, this is how I feel. And then they would, there will be another teacher that's standing close by, and they will be grading the students on how they're interviewing or how they're interacting with the volunteers who are acting as patients. And you could see that it goes so real that our volunteers will even put on makeup. They will even put on makeup to pretend that they have been in an accident, whether it was a car accident or it was falling injury or something. And this is what a true teacher does. A true teacher knows that you are lacking this. You have no one to practice on. You have no way of practicing your skills. So let us find some field for you. Let us find a way so that you get to practice, so that you get a way to learn by experiencing what a true surrounding environment feels like. And that's what it is, right? That's very important, because for someone who has no opportunity to sow the seeds of goodness, they haven't had the opportunity to do something good in their life yet. Therefore, nothing good has returned to them yet, right? You start out blank, nothing. How do you start gaining something? How? Well, first, you have these practitioners, right? They'll go to each door by door, knocking on the doors and asking for food, asking for donations. That's how they're opening up to say, please support me. And if you're willing, you can work on me. You can donate, you can give me some food to provide me with sustaining my life. And in return, I will provide you with the teaching that I know from the Buddha. And they open themselves up as, you can give me whatever you want, because all I want is an opportunity that we start engaging, that we have this opportunity so that we can practice, we can begin to sow the seeds of goodness. That's what a good teacher is. Number one, to be a practice field, so that you will be able to practice. You will be able to accumulate some seeds of goodness. You will be able to accumulate a little bit of wisdom and knowledge through the interaction with your teacher. And as long as you are able to accumulate, you will be able to slowly reach out to more and more people. But at first, it's the hardest part, because you have no way of getting out. Okay, so that was the first one. How do you be a good teacher? Well, you need a field to practice on. You need a field to run on. And therefore, that's what we're doing, a great field of blessing. Next, we're moving on to reliance. A good teacher doesn't just teach well, but has to provide relief, protection, and support. Master said, all people in the world have some kind of fear in their minds. And as a result, they do not feel at peace. Especially after understanding that life is impermanent, their minds become full of fear. And that's totally understandable. What Master is talking about here is that a teacher, a good teacher, provides the practice field, a field of blessing, such that the medical students, the students can practice on. However, at the same time, the more you teach, the more that the students begin to understand that there are going to be pressures on them. And this is not just talking about being a doctor. This is talking about any kind of profession. They're going to have some doubt. They're going to have fear. They're going to have a lot of uncertainty in their mind. Am I going to be able to do this? Am I able to succeed? Will I be a good, doctor? Am I going to be a good nurse? Am I going to be a good father? All these are the things that people are going to have uncertainty about. In order to be a good teacher, you must be this source of relief, protection, and support. Finding out that they have some fear, and because they have fear and uncertainty, they are not going to be at peace. And because they're not at peace, how would they be able to learn? They will always be doubting themselves. They will always be thinking that they are inadequate, that they are not able to do this and learn this. So as a good teacher, you have to be able to provide this relief, spiritual relief, mental protection, and obviously, very importantly, this emotional support, such that they are able to feel at ease, and then they will be able to learn, to make sure to learn and remember the important parts. Okay? So Master said, Bodhisattvas are the safe, stable, and joyful refuge for all living beings. When our lives become filled with doubt and fear, all we need is a virtuous friend to come and resolve our doubts, and we will naturally be able to feel safe and happy. So that's what Master is talking about. When we are afraid, when we are having doubts, when we are uncertain, we need a safe haven. We need a stable refuge for us. And that's important. And this goes on to say that the person that comes for us to provide this safe and stable haven for us is going to be our teacher. It's like a virtuous friend who comes and resolves our doubts, who comes and pat us on our back and give us the confidence to go on, so that we will be able to feel safe and we will be able to feel confident about ourselves, so that we will be able to go on. Otherwise, if you're filled with doubt and fear, how would you be able to learn? How would you be able to do anything, right? You will be paralyzed with doubt and fear. So you need somebody who is there, who is able to provide this safe and stable refuge. So we talk about this typhoon or hurricanes. It's very important that when your ship on the ocean, in the ocean, and it's encountering such huge typhoon or this tornado or the hurricane, right? You obviously need to have finding some kind of support. There are always going to be times when we're going to need relief, protection, and support. Master talks about the virtuous friend that's going to be around us, that is going to provide such bunker house. You know, you rather be in such bunker house than in a wooden cabin where you can also almost right away see that the roof is going to be blown wide open. You want a safe bunker house with adequate support and stock of water and food, and then you will be able to stay in there for a while until everything is safe. And that's what a teacher should be, providing this relief, protection, and support, right? It's like in the ocean, when the wave is high and when the wind is strong and the tide is coming, you would not want to be in a canoe. You would not want to be in a small boat on your own or with little ones where you are not able to, where they're not able to help you and they become a liability. You want to be with the crew of experienced people, and you want to be in the sturdy ship who has already gone through these waves and tides. Okay, so that's what teachers are. Teachers have the experience. Teachers understand what is at stake. Teachers are there for their students. So when the tides are coming, the teachers know that the students don't have the adequates of a sturdy ship, and the students also have other things to be worrying about. For example, in this picture, there's a boat with little ones. Imagine the tides come, would the mother be able to survive if she had to care for the other two? It's very difficult. So the teacher would know the needs and the problems and the challenges faced by each student. And therefore, the teacher would have to provide a temporary relief or protection and support for the disciples. And this is the same idea. when we see in all the places, whether it's in different continents or in Taiwan itself, whenever there's any disaster, natural disaster, man-made disaster, when you see the people in this blue and white uniform coming, you know that there's going to be support and you know there's going to be relief. That's what safe haven means. The moment they see you, there's a sigh of relief. Thank you for coming. We know you'll be coming, but thank you anyway. Okay, so that's what relief and protection and support is. And that's what a good teacher does for the students. A good teacher is a relief, protection, and support. Okay, so today we've gone through the first two parts about the great guiding teachers for all sentient beings. Before, we've always been talking about the important qualities of being a good student. You had to be perseverant in order to learn. You had to make great vows so that you're able to learn all the things that there is possible to learn, which is vast. You had to have all these wonderful attributes to be a good student, to learn the Dharma and to practice Dharma. In this section, we talked about it's not enough to just be a good student. You need to be a good teacher also. And so the first two sections, in this section, the first two parts talks about the teacher needs to become the field of blessing for the students, and they also need to provide relief, protection, and support. And that's how to be a good teacher. Next week, we're going to be picking up where we left off today, which is continuing on to Medicine King and Tamer, how to be a good teacher. And I hope that all of us seeing and reading this, we will get a better understanding of what the Sutra of Infinite Meaning is teaching us. It's letting us know that in order for the sutra and the teachings to be continue on, you need the students to be teachers. You need them to mature. You need them to grow up, not just be reliant on the teacher, but to become the teacher that everybody can rely on. Thank you, and that's for sharing for today. And I wish everybody have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Thank you.
Brother Joe, for a really insightful sharing. Really remind us that the ground that we're walking on in this spiritual journey is of a field of practice, and obviously the mind that we have, and more importantly, we need to cultivate the goodness in our heart. And so the next sharer we have is Sister Hong Lee. I don't think Sister Hong Lee needs any introduction. She's very well known. I think she went to a lot of us have been visiting her restaurant. And so she's going to share with us the footprints in the mooncake making, which is great effort. And every year, the amount of mooncakes that being churned out and the efforts they put in is really tremendous. And the team, they assembled the pudding together. So we will now have, the platform is yours, Sister Hong Lee, and we look forward to your sharing.
Brother Chin, and good morning, Above Masters, Brother Joe, sisters and brothers. I will share my screen first. Okay. Yeah. So this year, I was part of the leadership team for mooncake making for the first time. And just to share a little bit about our experience, we started making the mooncakes in early August. And, okay, yeah, so I'll go through a quick overview of why we make mooncakes in Tzu Chi KL Selangor, and then the key steps of process, as well as overall the learning experience we had together throughout this mooncake making experience. So one of the main reason for making mooncakes is I think many of our donors, they donate for charity, but not so many donors opt to donate for development funds. Yeah, so for example, we also do need funds to run our Ching Tang, to run various training programs or for our staff, etc. So mooncake making actually raises funds for these equally important initiatives. So previous years, the funds raised by making mooncakes was used to first fund the international school when we first started. After that, I think last year it was used for raising funds for new Ching Tang in Miri. And it was decided that beginning this year, 2024, and for the next 3 years until 2026, all funds raised by making mooncakes will be donated for constructing our new Ching Tang in Klang. Yeah. So secondly, we found that it's also a field of blessings for many because the mooncake making involves many volunteers every day. We have about 70 to 100 over volunteers, as well as a public data every day from Monday to Saturday, 4 to 5 for 4 to 5 week period. Yeah, and then throughout this 1 month where we are together every day, we found that it's a really good time to bond with our brothers and sisters, and also a very valuable learning experience and opportunity to make closer friends. In addition, I think all the mooncakes, they make use of Ching products, so we find it very meaningful as well that it's also a way that we can support Ching products like the 5-gram powder, cocoa powder, and Ching dried fruits are used in the mooncakes. So for this month, this year, we made 42,000 mooncakes in total, and we raised about 1 million ringgit for Ching Tang Klang. Okay. So we start with setting up the leadership team and then recruiting volunteers for the schedule. And normally in week 1, we begin a little bit slower. So we started off by making about 800 mooncakes a day and gradually increased to 1,002. And then in the second week, we increased that to 1,006 and then 1,800 mooncakes a day. And finally, we settled at about 2,000 mooncakes a day to produce 42,000 mooncakes in about a month. Everything begins with purchasing and receiving ingredients, and this time was responsible for receiving all the raw materials from suppliers. So we receive all the materials on the ground floor at behind the kitchen in Ching Tang at the loading bay, and these cartons then we need to bring up to the second floor at the mooncake making room. Yeah, so I think very grateful to our volunteers, brothers who I think it was not easy to move these cartons. I think each time the lorry will come with many pallets. I think 100 over or 200 cartons per time, and each carton weighing about 20 over kg. So it's quite a challenge to transport these ingredients from the loading bay to the mooncake making area. Yeah. Once after we have organized all the ingredients, then the first step we do is mixing the mooncake skin, and this happens early in the morning around 7:30 a.m. We start mixing the mooncake skin, and this is where we use Ching powder. So we have 3 different types of mooncake skin. One is made with Ching multigrain powder, the other with black rice powder, and a third with cocoa powder. And we mix this with the flour first. Then we then mix this with the kind of golden syrup mixture. And finally, we do about maybe 15 to 18 rounds of mixing per morning, batches of mixing for the skin. And then we pack this into boxes, and my responsibility is also to bring this up to the mooncake room. Yeah. So after that, we have 4 main stations for mooncake making. The first station is actually weighing the skin, and this station normally we encourage Lao Pusat, more elderly Pusat to participate in this station because the skin is soft and is small and it's easier to handle. Yeah, so together, I think I brought my mother-in-law, and she also enjoyed helping every day to weigh the mooncake skin and then roll it into small balls and then transfer this to the next station. And the next step will be actually weighing, dividing, and shaping the filling. And we have 4 types of filling, which are pure lotus, pandan coconut. These 2 are more straightforward. So we just scale the filling to 150 grams, and then volunteers will roll them to balls. And then we have a QC for every table to make sure that they are the correct weight and the shape before transfer to the next station. Now, the other filling we have is a white lotus and a Ching dried fruit. So this is a little bit more complicated. We need to roll out the white lotus and then place the Ching dried fruit carefully on it and roll it up into a long, kind of long snake, and then cut it in the weight that's required for the mooncake. I must say the most challenging filling for us is actually the mixed nuts. And the mixed nuts, because it's very hard and sharp. So I think for volunteers, we find this the most challenging, but at the same time, it's quite fun to do because first we have to separate the mixed nuts. And then we actually need to use bags to put them in and then squeeze them very tight and then kind of bang it very hard on the table many times until we smoothen the nuts and then roll it into a round shape. Yeah. So this is Station B, and when this is completed, we actually move on to the most challenging part of the process, which is integrating or encapsulating the skin and the filling together by hand. So what we do is, as you can see, the small little mooncake skins, we will press them into rounds and then flatten them with our palm. And very gently, we need to overturn the skin onto the filling and use a very gentle process to coax the skin onto the filling without getting it out of shape. Yeah. So normally, this section will be done by more experienced volunteers who have done the mooncake before, or volunteers who are more familiar with pastry making and etc. Okay, so once this is done, then we will transfer that encapsulated skin and filling to the last station D. Here is where we use a mold, and we can see the final transformation. Before that, you cannot imagine that what you're doing will turn into a mooncake. But here, like magic, when you put it into the mold and you press it, so it becomes the beautiful mooncake that we normally see and receive. Yeah. And quite meaningful also is our mooncakes. All our mooncakes are chopped with 4 teachings from Sangren, which is Kan'en, gratitude, 知足, contentment, 善解, understanding, and 包容. Yeah. So after that, we will transfer back the mooncakes to ground floor to do baking. And once it's baked, we will transfer it to the kind of waiting room where all the mooncakes are labeled by time that they come out from the oven. So we need to wait 4 hours for the mooncakes to cool before we seal and pack the mooncakes. So this is the waiting room where we watch the time, and then in batches, when it reaches 4 hours, we transfer the mooncakes for sealing. So after sealing, well, I'm part of the morning team, which is just now what you saw, rolling the filling and then encapsulating the mooncake and chopping it. in the shade, but a separate afternoon team will actually come to do the QC, sealing, and packaging. Yeah, so many volunteers are actually involved in the whole process. Yeah. So everyone then we have a separate team to fold the mooncake boxes and check the mooncakes to make sure the quality is good, and seal it, and then we pack them into boxes, either by 2 or by 4. So finally, also we have a separate team to do the sales and marketing. So you see here, these are some of our sisters and brothers who were in charge of the sales and marketing of the mooncakes. So very grateful to them as well, because they also did a wonderful job to sell out all the 42,000 mooncakes. And this photo is of the team in the international school, promoting the mooncakes to parents of international school students. Yeah. So overall, I felt very grateful for this experience. I must say that I know nothing about making mooncakes before I started, and I'm very grateful that Chaos Language team started this 7 years ago, and I learned throughout this month the whole process of making mooncakes from beginning until end. And also very grateful to all volunteers. I think the overall spirit, everyone had a very harmonious working spirit together. And I must say that I felt, everyone enjoyed the process. At the end, we asked, how many people would like to come back next year, and almost unanimously, everybody raised their hands that they would like to participate again next year. And I was very grateful and relieved throughout the process, because before I started, I was warned by some sisters who had done this mooncake making previous years, and they kind of warned me, saying, Sister Hong Li, I must tell you, please be careful, because every day we have so many volunteers together in one small room, 70, 80, 90 volunteers, and all volunteers have a different kind of characters, different kind of expectations. So she told me that, every year they face some friction, because some volunteers, they would prefer to do weighing, but maybe they're unable to see carefully the weight. Or some volunteers, without any experience, they would like to do the most difficult station of encapsulating the skin. But when you transfer them to easier station, they may not be happy. So this often caused friction in previous years. So at first, I was a little bit worried about this, but throughout the process, I was very happy that, this year, everyone worked very smoothly together. And I must say that we were all very happy coming, even though it was hard work, but we felt very happy to be able to contribute a bit of ourselves for a very worthy cause, to raise funds for our new Ching Sita. So this is the last day, and coincidentally, on the last day of making mooncakes was also our Merdeka Day, which is Malaysia Independence Day, and everyone was in very high spirits. So even though on that day, because it was Merdeka and many volunteers were involved in other volunteer work, we had less volunteers than normal. We had about 40 over instead of 70 to 80, but still we managed to finish the mooncakes around the same time, because everyone was in so high spirits, and everyone worked, I think, doubly fast. So we ended with a cheer. Yeah. So there's everyone cheering, and everyone also said they would like to come back again for mooncakes next year. So a big kangen to everybody, and it was also a very valuable experience for me. Okay, thank you everyone, kangen. So I pass back to Brother Chin.
Okay, Sister Hong Lee, thank you so much for the sharing. I'm just trying to can get you're finished with your sharing, right, sister?
Yes.
Okay, if you get off from the slide, if you can open the floor for questions, if anybody has any questions for
Yeah,
sister.
sure. Does anyone have questions?
If you yeah, come up from the slide first.
Come out from the slide. Okay. Pause the share.
Yeah, stop sharing. I think
Stop
somewhere in the
sharing.
top. At the top,
Uh,
you see that?
yeah, okay, got it.
Yeah, great. All
Okay.
right. Any questions for Sister Hong Lee for this great effort on making mooncakes?
Good morning. Good morning. I have a question for Sister Hong Lee. Stephanie here.
Yes. Sis
Hi,
Stephanie.
Sister Hong
Hi.
Lee. It's really very amazing, the journey of making these mooncakes. Thank you for going into the details. And I know that it's really not easy, yeah, as such a big undertaking. So I would like to ask Sister, what is the greatest lesson that you have learned from this great undertaking? And maybe which word from Master spur you on? Yeah, I would just like to know that. And
Greatest lesson, I think gratitude, respect, and perseverance, I would say. Gratitude and respect because I think I was rather new, and I felt a bit awkward, being made the leader, knowing nothing about making mooncakes, but leading many volunteers who actually have many more years experience making mooncakes than me. So, I felt very grateful to them for being willing to actually teach me the process. And I also really respected them for all the effort, because I saw all the effort being put in, and I realized they have been doing this not only this year, but for the last 6 years, many of them have been coming every day. And the other is also perseverance because I think one of my weakness is I seldom wake up early. So when I was told, to take responsibility for this mooncake, my first reaction was, oh no, I don't think I can do that because we need to start quite early, and I live quite far away in Klang. So I felt that, wow, it would be, very challenging to wake up so early in the morning, and then, it's a very traffic jam time. So it takes more than an hour to travel from my house to Tang in the morning. And I was not sure if I can do that, every day, if I can continue to do that every day. But I found that, the first few days I was very sleepy, but as I continued, it became easier and easier. And I actually got used to the rhythm of sleeping early and waking up early. So I felt that, sometimes just do it lah, even though I rejected my leader at first, I said, no, I don't want to be responsible. I will just help lah. I said, I'll just help meaning I'll just come, once or twice a week. But coincidentally, after I said I can't do it, was the time when I went to Taiwan and for Swiss, and I met Sangren, and somehow when I saw Sangren's face, I felt so guilty saying that I cannot do it. And I phoned back my community leader and said, okay, if you still need help, I will do it. I will take responsibility. Yeah, so, but I was glad, that I did it because I managed to discipline myself to wake up early every day. And actually, I felt healthier and more energetic in the end, right? Doing the mooncakes. So, I'm grateful for that lah. And the other thing I'm very grateful for also is my mother-in-law. I saw a big transformation. She's 80 years old, and she followed me every morning, early in the morning to make the mooncakes. And I was very touched by her. She's 80. I felt she's stronger than me. I'm only 49, but she could stand for a few hours rolling the mooncake skin. And she also felt, I saw her face change. She was so happy. And when she was interviewed, she said, she felt very happy doing this, and she would like to continue next year. So I also felt very touched by that.
Wow, thank you so much, Sister Hong Li.
Thank you.
Very touching to hear the deeper lessons that you have actually experienced and the transformation as well. Can earn so much for the great
Stephanie. Yeah.
Can I so much, Sister Hong Li? The question was being asked as you were sharing. Actually, I noted down there are 6 lessons I learned from your sharing. And the first point is that you mentioned, the first point is the effort that you put in, having to wake up early. I can see your slides rolling the boxes of ingredients up the ramp, and rolling the mooncakes, and getting all of us together to do that. And interestingly, you say you put in the efforts, and as you do it more and more often, it becomes easier and easier. And that's a
Yes.
great lesson in the efforts that I find in your sharing. And the second part that I learned from you in your sharing is knowing. Knowing it's like any spiritual journey that we take. Making the effort obviously is one thing. We need to walk the path. But the knowing part of it is knowing to get the right ingredients, right, to make the mooncake. I mean, you cannot get all the ingredients, right? So you need to have the right ingredients to make the mooncake. And that requires learning, requires the knowledge to do that. And you have demonstrated to all of us as in the mooncake making process. And knowing, but then you went on to say, but knowing is not enough. We must be mindful. So the third lesson is about mindfulness, and the mindfulness that you share with us is mixing the ingredients in the right order and the right proportion. So in very much the same way as we walk the path, we need to have the right mindfulness. We may know sometimes in what we have learned that we mix with people with different background, and we got to interact in the right way, because the mooncakes are different feelings, right? I'll come to your point about the mixed nuts later, and to me, and this is a great lesson that you've shown us, that in Dharma cultivation, we need to have the right order in learning, and the right proportion in what we've learned, and the way you're interacting with others. So that's a lesson I learned from your sharing about mindfulness. The fourth lesson that I learned from you, challenges. And that's when you talk about your mixed nuts. I say that was the toughest one, because of the ingredients that are tough. But our life is tough. We face all sort of becomings in our life. All the challenges we have, tests, our trials and tribulations to come to our life. And all this toughness of becomings that we have will give you the experiential learning to do so. But yet you have, obviously, is with my little role that I play, I buy the mooncakes, that the least I can do. And I love the mixed nuts just to let you know.
Yeah, me too. My favorite flavor, but
yes, but that's the toughest, right?
yes.
Toughest to make, but yet it turned out beautifully, and that's the challenges that we can overcome in our life. But when we do overcome them, they come up beautifully in the challenges, and that to me is the fourth lesson that I learned from your sharing. And the fifth lesson that I learned from your sharing is the dedication. And you mentioned that about the process in your sharing. And knowing is just not enough. And one has to be dedicated, and the dedication is just not the self-dedication. The dedication you come up with because you got a process line to go through, and everybody need to make the dedicated effort to do so. And they got to be steadfast, because if one part of process is not well done, you cannot proceed on to the next one. And
Yes.
that. So how do you, I'm just wondering, how do you make sure that everyone is dedicated? How do you inspire them to be dedicated in that process?
Actually, I must say that very luckily, most of Tzu Chi volunteers are already very dedicated. Yeah, so I find that, as long as what I do is, we don't have to chase people to do anything. Everyone is actually quite motivated to help. So just normally just a smile, how are you, and encourage them, and then maybe care for them, to take their breaks, and then I think just love everybody, and then everyone just works well that way. I think, I find that most of volunteers in Tzu Chi are really good at heart already. So everyone is very motivated to do something good. So I don't think we need to chase anybody or force anybody to do anything. I find that, if you just let everyone do their thing, if you just let everyone do their thing naturally, and then I normally just check if they need any help, if they're missing any tools, or they're missing any equipment, or if they're not sure how to do, then maybe, I will step in. But if not, then I think everyone just works happily on their own, seriously. Yeah. Mm.
So how does someone like myself, who doesn't know anything at all, who come in, and how can you guide me?
Actually, there's the beauty about the mooncake making, I found, is that we have so many stations, right? So there's something for everybody. So if you come new and you don't know anything, so normally we will just guide you through the checking in process first, meaning because we are very particular about hygiene, because it's a food product and our Tzu Chi reputation is at stake. So make sure everyone wears their glove, their hat, their mask and the apron first. This is the first step. Then everyone will be given a name tag, and we'll ask if you're new or you have experience. If you're new, then and then you are a brother, so we will actually normally lead you to the station B, which is the station where we weigh the filling and roll it. So anybody can do that. You don't need like very special skills. So you just need to weigh 150 grams and roll into a ball. All new people, normally we'll guide them there. If a new person is quite elderly, then we bring them to the station A, the skin. Then if someone is experienced, then only we ask them to go to the station C, which is holding the skin on the mooncake. And then also the D, which is the molding. Those two are need a bit more skill. So normally those are with experience. But for some volunteers who very keen to try the skin, then we will slowly demo how to do the skin. Then let them try one or two. If they can continue. If not, then we will suggest maybe they can do the filling first. Yeah.
Well,
So
essentially, what you're saying is you make the process simple enough so that it's a role for everybody.
Yes. Yes.
Excellent. So, I guess in the same way in our cultivation, we got to make it as the teaching simple enough for everyone to understand, and there's a great lesson that come up from there. You mentioned about the more elderly ones who come in and help. Obviously, is it the case whereby there are some who can make faster than others, some can make
Yeah,
slower?
definitely. Some who are more experienced, they do it faster, but it doesn't matter because we are a team. So whoever rolls faster, just roll faster. Whoever rolls slower. But at the end, we will put all the product on the tray and then transfer to the next
Right.
station. But Brother Chin, I think you made very good insight, that, yeah, it's true, there's something for everyone. And that's the beauty of it also, and it's at different skill levels, so you can gradually progress, and maybe everyone also feels the kind
Right.
of fulfillment from that. Mm.
I guess it's like being in a Dharma family, right? Some
Yes,
people
yeah.
walk the path slower, some people walk faster. But as a
Mm.
family, like you use the word as a team,
Mm.
we all do it
Yes,
all together. And that's
yes,
the wonderful thing of having a Dharma family.
yeah.
When we walk the path, we support each other, but
Mm.
we will go through the whole process to arrive at the final product. In this case, the final destination that we are walking in.
Yes,
So 5 great lessons about, first of all, about the effort that your effort to others. Second part about knowing that obviously getting the right ingredients, of course. And the third lesson I learned from you is the mindfulness to make sure that the ingredients are mixed in the right order and the right proportion. And the fourth lesson I learned from you is the challenges that we come by, especially the mixed nuts. And the great thing, I suppose, the experiential learning, when you come to the mixed nuts, that's the great experiential learning because we make the same one and it's soft enough and it's easy to make. And then you realize the mixed nuts
yes.
is the most difficult. But like I say, for me, the mixed nuts was the most I love the most.
Yeah. And sorry,
Um,
I think I missed out, but I think an important point, I think the whole product is a labor of love. I think that's the most important thing. I think it's made with love, by everyone. So in that sense, it's a very different product from what you get outside. Most of the outside mooncakes are made with machine, but this is entirely handmade, and every mooncake is made with a lot of love. Yes.
Excellent. That brings me to the fifth lesson I learned from you is dedication. And that dedication can only come with love, right, in the process. So I say I learned 6 lessons from you. So the final lesson I learned from you is transformation. And you mentioned, you used the word transform, right, into mooncake via the molds that you have. So at the end of the journey that we have in this life, it's like we want to transform ourselves. And that is a self-transformation. Unlike mooncakes, obviously there's a mold. We put ingredients in and it come out in the right shape and form. But we have in Sichi, we have the ingredients of the lessons. We apply to our life in the right proportion and the right order to learn. We are dedicated to walk the path. Obviously, we need to make the effort with the knowledge that we have, but then the transformation. So we have the mold actually, which is the bodhisattva mold that we have, that Master has given us. And so what is it that we need to mold ourselves? We need to mold our heart, our mind, and our nature. So we need to mold our heart by training our heart with devotion and virtues. And we needed to mold our mind brightly with benevolence. And we obviously then we need to shape our nature into selflessness. So that part of the whole process of the 5 lessons we learned from you, the final one is transformation. That certainly I've learned from you in this one. And not forgetting your last slide that you showed. The last slide that you showed was the nice boxes. They come together and I can see that all the mooncakes are all packed inside the nice boxes. So as us as Su Ching members, we go and walk the path with the right demeanor and the right conduct. And that is a demonstration of the final product as us as Su Ching members walking in the path. So Sister Huli, Excellent. So Sister Stephanie asked the question about the lessons learned. I mean, certainly for me, I said learned 6 great lessons from your sharing. Sister Hundi, is there anything you would like to summarize in your sharing?
No, I'm okay. Thank you so much, Brother Chin. You make an excellent summary.
I have one last question for you, Sister Hong Li.
Yes, Robert.
Yeah.
Yes, Brother Robert.
Can I say that this mooncake making process is also a time for bonding, like you mentioned, you brought your
Yes.
mother-in-law.
Yes.
So if anyone who has a complication with mother-in-laws, so that is the place for them to set things right, correct?
Good point, good point. Yes.
We shall have mother-in-law mooncakes.
Yeah, daughter-in-law and mother-in-law, I mean, many occasions they have some, differences lah, So I think bringing them to come together and to enjoy doing what they are doing, and they also know that what you are doing in Tzu Chi, I think that definitely will improve your relationship with your mother-in-law lah. I don't, I'm guessing lah. Hope I'm right. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
So next time, anyone will promote the mother-in-laws to improve relationship come to for mooncake making pro.
Well, but Robert,
Brother Robert.
very skillful, very skillful sharing on that. And now I think all of us will take note from Brother Robert's advice of us with the great guidance on Sister Hong Li, and they big into one big Dharma family to work together and build a team.
Okay, Kanan so much.
Kanan, so much. We're coming up. Okay, we got 1 or 2 minutes more. Are there any other questions? So Sister Hong Li?
Rachin,
All
I
right.
think we need to take a group
Yes.
picture.
Yes,
I think we
Sister.
need to take a group picture. I think we need to take a group picture, Brother Chin.
Oh yeah, of course, yes. Please, everyone open up the video. We'll take a group picture before we go to the last sharer. Sister Yoke Cheng is here. Okay, great. All right. We'll take a picture. And I make sure you look good and very rightly molded and shaped, okay? In the right demeanor, packed in the right boxes. By the way, who is taking the photo?
Sister Effie, kan.
Okay.
Awesome sharing. Very good facilitator, kan, Brother Chin.
Wait, another page, wait, another page.
That's so blur. My image is very blur.
Wait, I go to the second page, wait.
Done?
Okay, done.
Excellent. Okay, last but not least, to the final sharer for this meeting. We have Sister Yoke Cheng. Sister Yoke Cheng has gone through many challenges in her life. She's going to share with us overcoming challenges. And I really look forward to her sharing and how she can overcome all the challenges. And all of us have our own becomings in our own way. Sister Yoke, platform is all yours.
Yes, thank you, Brother Chin. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can, okay. So I try to share screen first. Okay.
Got it.
Okay. I don't have enough time to translate all to Chinese. Is it okay? I just consider with the slide with Chinese, with Mandarin words. Okay, good morning, everyone. I've been sharing my story in Mandarin. So for English is first time.
Sister Yoke Cheng, can you put in your slide mode or not? Yeah, you know the slide at the bottom, you move the cursor down all the way.
Okay.
There is a slide mode.
This one?
Yes, excellent.
Okay.
Right.
So, my name is Yoke Cheng. I did share in a few times in Mandarin. So for English is my first time. So bear with me. My English is not very good. But I try my best to deliver what I want to tell lah. So first of all, I want to share with you is the journey, my story. So in overcoming the challenges. Okay, first of all, I was actually I love books, and then I'm a workaholic, and of course, before I joined Su Ching, I love money and I work hard for money. So of course, also I love traveling and shopping and beauty. That was me before I joined Su Ching. So in 2016, I met him, and then he gave me a very luxury life. And then my life start to change in a very material or luxury life. So and then I thought that why I would have this opportunity to meet him. So he actually like gave me what I always wanted. So after that, very soon I start my first pregnancy, and it's like very 幸福 you know, the sense of happiness, very happy that time because he gave me a lot of his time, and then he accompanied me. He by my side and he can give me everything that I want. So after that, when in 2019, I have my second pregnancy. So from that time onwards, so I started to feel like very sad. Everything like very change very fast. And then my husband, I feel like he always don't want to come back home. I don't know what happened. And then I was very down. I don't know what can I do. Then I don't know what happened actually at that time. Well, in my second pregnancy, right, my husband did mention 2 to 3 times that he wanted to separate with me during my second pregnancy. So that time I was really, you know, the whole world is like collapse. I don't know what I can do. I just keep on every day like so sad, like crying every day. And then it's like heartbroken lah. So after that, after I deliver the second child, my second son, my second baby, so he come and tell me that we need to separate. And then I bring my little son and then go and rent a condominium to stay. So when my son is newly born, and then until he is 8 months, I just stay alone with my kids, with my son outside. So after that, I really cannot stand already because I don't know what is the reason that he want to separate with me. And then one day I go to find him that time. He told me last he told me that he had another woman and then also had a baby. And then that baby is just 1 month younger than my son. And the girl is actually my good friend that time. It was very complicated. Of course, I cannot accept it because also very complicated. The girl also have a husband actually. So that time, without the wisdom, without any wisdom, and I feel like I want to take revenge because I cannot accept the facts that this happened to me, and the girl is actually my girlfriend. And I was so suffering for since I know the truth, right? I have been suffering since I have my second pregnancy. So it's about 1 year plus. So after that, I cannot accept the fact that she is my good friend also. So after that, what I did is I post the truth in my social media, in my Facebook. So I want to let the whole world know about this. So after that, actually the act I did like that makes my marriage cannot turn back actually. So after that, everyone know about this. And then I don't feel happy. And after that, I start to feel like depression. Okay, so since I posted the truth to tell everybody about how ugly they are, what they did. And after that, my husband tried to be very high profile outside with the girl. She just posts a lot of photos, with the girl. And then that makes me even more sad and angry. But I cannot do anything with my little son, with my second child. After that, okay, actually, I take care of the 2 kids that time. So it made me very stressful. Nobody helped me that time. Everything A to Z from the house, teaching the kids, cooking, cleaning. So all I need to do. So what make the thing worse is when the pressure is already max. So my face have this allergy reaction. So all this swollen here and there almost every week. I don't know what happened. Maybe because of stress and 不甘心那个 how to say cannot accept the truth and so stressful, and seeing my husband being so high profile with another girl, and he don't even want to bother me and my 2 kids that time. So it makes me very stressed, and maybe I don't even rest well and don't even eat well. So my body start to have this allergy reaction. So actually, how I can overcome this like after so much of suffer, and then actually one day I met a neighbor in my condominium. So the neighbor introduced me to Su Ching, and then I just joined or whatever activities that I just joined. So sometimes this neighbor helped me to take care of my kids so that I can join a lot of classes. By the way, the neighbor, her name is Sister Yoke Wang Yoke. So thank you for her, so that I have the chance to become a volunteer in Su Ching and join a lot of different charity. So this is the first picture on the left. Is the first day I joined as a volunteer. The first day in the MIECC, the vaccine volunteer. So after that, I start to register. I mean to enroll into the 见习培训. So this is the picture that I joined. Include the 路紧张 and the flood cleaning and the KKB and the recycling center. And then also I joined the Dai Mama. And the left is I share my story on the stage in the Jing Jing Road. So thank you so much for this opportunity that I met a lot of new friends in Dai Mama especially. And even now also I go to the school every 2 to 3 weeks for the teach the kids lah. So actually after meet the Tzu Chi, and also I read the Master Cheng's book. So one day, right, I suddenly feel guilty of what I have did to my husband. So because I post the truth, everything to the Facebook, so that makes them like very hard to face to the people, very hard to face to everything surrounds them. And then one day I feel guilty, and then I text my husband, and then I say sorry to him because of I post the truth to Facebook to let everyone knows. After I say sorry to him, right? I feel relief. And then I feel very happy. And then I cry also. Of course, I believe he also know he's wrong, but I actually in the message that I encourage him to like just live good and be good, and I will take care of 2 kids very well, those kind of things lah. So I believe that he very thankful to me that I forgive him. And since that day, right, I feel relieved and feel very happy, and we slowly we can talk, because before that we really cannot talk, and before that we really like fighting each other, just say the bad words to each others. And actually the neighbor actually have taught me 2 things. Okay, so the neighbor actually have taught me 2 things. One is he told me that don't say any bad words about the father in front of the children. Okay, and then the second thing is if you don't have good thing to talk to him, then you don't talk. So these two makes me think like it's really true, right? But I cannot make it. I didn't make it. And then I just whatever I see the husband, right, I already very angry. And I don't have good words to say to him. And also my kids, right? I will tell my kids that your daddy no good. And then he leaves us, and then he don't want us already. So I tell the kids like that. But at the time my kids are very small, so they don't really understand. So these two pieces of advice, right, that really changed me. And then after that, I don't tell any bad things about the father to the kids. But I tell the good things about father in front of the kids. And every time when I meet the husband, right, because sometimes we go out with the kids, I will say bad. I won't say bad things anymore, but it takes time, slowly it takes time. So actually what I want to say is the true essence of how I changed so fast is actually maybe at that time when I met the neighbor already, and then I read Master Cheng Yen's book. One of my favorite book is the 解惑. They got 10 books, right? So I love the 解惑 books. So inside there, I found my true self, and I know we should become like that, not what I used to be before I met Su Ching. Because before I met Su Ching, I just know I just work and then go travel here and there, spend money, find money. So I never thought of help others is what we should do for everyone. So I thought that is normal for us to chase after money. So after I read the Master Cheng Yen's book, right, slowly I clean myself internally, mentally, and my I would say my spiritually enhanced a lot, improved a lot, and slowly I know the true meaning of life is not working and then save money, huh? So other than I read the Master Cheng Yen's book, right, I also I love to see the Liu Jiyu Shi Xiong's online sharing, online talk. So this greatly slowly changed me, because I learned a lot in Mandarin. I learned a lot because his slogan, a lot of slogan from him I also very like. And then slowly I put down the blame to the father, and slowly we can go out together, and we can eat dinner together, we can go walking together, and it's like a family. We can laugh at each other, we can smile, and already put down no more blame, no more hate, no more angry. So this is the best 经世 aphorism that I love 啦。顺境时要有无常观，逆境时要有因果观。Because when I think that everything is good that time, I don't have this 无常观. Because this 无常观 happens in my marriage. So because I thought that I very I'm very lucky that to have such a husband that I spent a lot of money that time, and then I just don't know the true meaning of life. So I don't have that 无常观. So and then the next one is 逆境时要有因缘观. When things happen, I do not accept, because when these things happen to me, I just think that I am the victim. I cannot accept. So until slowly I study Master Cheng Yan's book. Slowly I accept that this maybe is my 因果. So slowly I accept, and then I let go. I forgive. Actually, I feel sorry to him also, because I did I say bad word to him. I posted the truth to the Facebook. So I don't have this 因缘 one. That's why I love this 金氏 aphorism. So think back the past before I met Tzu Chi, and now I really feel grateful and thankful to all these 师兄师姐 that gave me a lot of support and accompany throughout this 3 years plus. 3 years plus. So I'm very happy now compared to the past. And I'm with the 2 kids now. They also how to say, I will teach them based on master's teaching. So lastly is that I want to share with you is the photo that we can go up together. The first photo is about the 狱卒 a few months ago, the 狱卒. And then the second picture is I invite the father come to have the Father's Day dinner in our house. And then this is the dinosaur dessert. We go just walk around. What I want to say is that I already put down the blame, angry, and I accept the truth that everything happened has a reason. So when I start to put down this big rock, then I feel myself a big relief, and forgive people is actually how to say in Chinese 原谅别人就是善待自己. This is truth. This is the because I tested it correct. I mean I tested it, and I also feel that it's really true that 原谅别人就是善待自己. So and then what I always want to do is like Master Cheng Yan always asks us to 以本有的功能发挥生命的良能. Okay, whatever we have, then we need to contribute. And then before the Wu Chang come, actually we need to do some preparation. So that's why I love to read Master Cheng Yan's book. And then I think that after I see back my past, right, actually this marriage challenge is maybe actually very little thing only. At that time, it's really like my whole world. But now I look back, it's like a very little things only. Ahead of us, maybe a lot of bigger challenge, like illness, like 无常. So if we try to learn and improve, right? So when the 无常 comes, right, we will suffer. but maybe we will shuffle not that long. So this is what I want to share today. So thank you very much. I pass back.
And
Yeah.
thanks so much, Sister Hong Li, for the really, really insightful sharing. If you could come up from your
Wait,
slide, Sister Hong Li, stop share. I think it's there's one button they stop share at the top, right?
I stopped
No,
share already.
it's still. Yeah, you stop. There is in the Zoom. You see, there's a little button that says "Stop Share" on top. I think.
I already stopped share.
Okay. Anyway, the slide display is still on. All right. Okay, Sister Hong Li. Any questions for Sister Hong Li? We got about 10 minutes. Yes. Great. It's off now. Okay.
Grateful.
Sister Hong Li, sorry, Sister Yoke Ching, I beg your pardon. Yoke Ching. So, Sister Yoke Ching, you know the greatest insightful sharing to me you've shown is the part about forgiveness that not many people is able to do that, and all of us go to various tests, trials and tribulations in our life. You share with us the tribulation that you face and you overcome that. And so before I ask any of my questions, maybe I open to the floor first to Sister Yoke Ching with any questions for Sister Yoke Ching.
Chin, Stephanie
Yes.
here again. And so much, Sister Yoke Ching, for such a deep and inspiring session, because I feel that Sister Yoke Ching is truly a great spiritual warrior. Truly, truly inspiring, and we can definitely get so much. I guess all of us have gotten strength from her sharing. So much strength from her sharing. Really, I would really like to meet Sister Yoke Ching one day, and she will be a great teacher to all of us. And
Interestingly, I was going to say, for someone who is able to teach another, one has to be forgiving. And I think, Sister Yoke Ching, you're going to be a great teacher and a guide to others who have to face their own tribulations in their life. So, where currently you're on your own, are you working now or in support of your children?
Yeah, I'm working, and just this year I start to hire my maid lah, a Philippine maid to help me. So but also very tiring. Sometimes I feel like I have 2 kids. Sometimes I feel like I have 3 kids now. Yeah. Actually, the maid actually helped me a lot also in cleaning the house and cook for all of us. But it's just that I believe that every mother also very tired, not only me lah, but maybe I would say that my tiredness is double, because everything like I need to plan, like kids, I need to send them to school, I need to teach them, I need to help them to do revision, and then the homework at night. This all nobody can help me. I cannot give the maid to help me. And then I have 2 kids, so the spelling, ejaan, things, actually it's like every night also after I come back from work, it's very tiring. But maybe I just accept this 因缘吧. So because I found that before I met Su Ching, so I found that it's like 怨恨呐、那个怨恨一直在里面. And then my kids also, I can see that if mother don't put down, the kids won't be happy. So in these 2-3 years, and even a lot of people, the neighbor, sister Yoke also say that my kids has become very happy and very energetic. They love to smile because in these 2-3 years, I really give a lot of love to them. So they don't have blame one, but they don't know the truth lah. They don't know the truth behind. Maybe this one I will leave it to the father to tell. So actually the kids, especially my 7-year-old daughter, she keep asking me why we want to separate with the father. Yeah. So for my side here is like I said, your father loves to be alone. And then we already separated for 4 years, 5 years. So we have our own life already. So that's the message I give to my daughter. But I don't think the facts is the truth is important already because we can live by our own, and sometimes we go out together like as a family because we already don't no hate, no blame, no angry at all. Because many people say that you're very good, how come you can very fast to let go? Actually, it's not overnight one. When I joined Su Ching, it's not, hey, after that I blink, I 觉悟, and then I no hate, no, it's take times one. And also because I share on the stage, I share a few times, I think 4 to 5 times already, 5-6 times already in different events, online, offline. But in previously I share in Mandarin lah. So Mandarin will be more smooth. So maybe slowly when I share with people, I cannot turn back already. I cannot say like I say I want to let go, I say I want to forgive, but actually I also tell everybody that I forgive. But that means I cannot blame already lah. I cannot angry already. So maybe this makes things very fast to forgive. Because I commit already, and then people found my story very interesting. They keep on asking me to share it. Initially, I don't want to share because I think that I share this, right? At the same time, it is like I say bad words to the father or bad word to the third party. But there's a Shi Jie, she told me that many families have, maybe they encounter this same problems. Many family, they cannot overcome this. Many family, maybe they have this same issue, same problem. Maybe they cannot overcome. So if I come out sharing, maybe I can save many families. I can save some women that cannot let go, cannot overcome, cannot forgive. So because of this, I come out sharing. Yeah.
That's fascinating. I mean, I keep looking at you when you talk, and your calmness in you, despite all the stress that you went through. Interestingly, that they say that the turning point in your life was when you encountered Su Ching. Well, you went to Su Ching and you start doing all the community work that you have. And that really led you to start to contribute to society, to start giving your time, your effort. And that activity of giving helped you to let go, if I understand it correctly from your sharing. And that letting go over a period of time led you to have the courage to forgive.
Yes.
Now, I meet a lot of people, and especially in my early part of the work that I do with a lot of single mothers, and that's the greatest difficulty that they have about forgiving. You have went through this big burden. You're forgiving, and for the sake of the children, you had make peace with it. So, what would you advise others to bring forward this forgiveness in them? What is the trigger point, inside you that say, I'm prepared, I have the courage, I'm going to move forward to forgive? What is it?
Brother Chiu, I don't say I can advise lah. I just can sharing what I've experienced throughout this 3 to 4 years journey, especially with Su Ching. Okay, like I said just now, because I've given this opportunity to share to people, whether online or offline, this is one of the factors that makes me let go so fast, forgive so fast. Another thing is that I join a lot of activities. As you can see just now, I share the photos. All those whatever activities also I want to participate. I just join, I blah join. I don't know what is that, I blah join. I just go lah. So every time when I come back, I feel like this is something meaningful, which I don't know. And then every time I come back, I meet new friends, and I found that the community in Su Ching is very healthy. They're very kind. So impressive. They speak good words, not like, outside society, I would say a bit polluted. So I'm very happy to be in this new community with a lot of new friends, especially I joined the Thai Mama. So this is second now. So I have another environment, another new friends. And then the third one maybe is because I really read Master Chen Yan's book. And the notes that I have, I do a lot of notes. And then I read books very slow because I understand and I digest some important, impressive slogans or 金丝 aphorism or some statements. I so impressive, and then I digest very long, and then I do a lot of notes. So, and the fourth one is think back before I met Su Ching. So actually I'm very not happy, very depressing, very angry, and then jealous, envy. The one because the husband already gone but he gone with another girl so it's like cannot accept, very down. That's why you see I share the photo of my face swollen here and there. That time I don't know why, maybe it's so stressful that I think inside my body is very negative, very bad lah that time. So this is slowly, when I meet Su Ching, when I have a new friends, Thai Mama, and new activities, and then I read books, and I read the Liu Ji Yu Shi Xiong's sharing. I just go and meet, and then everything is like very positive energy surrounds me that I slowly let go. Because it's so painful compared to 3-4 years before, I so painful one. Because if I don't let go, I so painful one. And this thing that it will pass on to my kids, they also will get affected. Actually, there is one of my friend who came and visit me, I think 2 years ago. Actually, 2 years ago, also I let go a lot already. And then she shared with me that she has a friend who suffer in this kind of situation for 20 years, like almost same experience with me. So she told me that her friend has been in this depression for more than 20 years, and now the two daughters also have depression because the mother don't want to let go. Don't to let go. Because based on my friend sharing, her friend also encountered the same issue that the father go and the father leaves the mother, and then the father with the girlfriend outside. And then the two daughter, which is about 15 and 18 years old, right? Also blame the father. And then also like hate the father. And then also like very scared of men already. And then these two daughter also need to see the psychology. That's why it's like a reflect. If I don't let go, the kids also won't be as happy as today. So I'll say very important that we need to also accept the yin yuan. Everything happens as a reason. Because if we don't accept, like only the negative thing, negative energy, and everything is bad to ourselves if we don't let go and we don't accept. But when we start to change, we start to 转念啊，转念. So slowly lah, it's not 1-2 days we can do it. No, we slowly we have this kind of a new community, new friends. I read new books, which is very wisdom, all the wisdom words. Then I slowly change, and then I say sorry because everything happened. Maybe must have a reason. Maybe for my husband, I'm not the best wife. No, when these things happen, I just tell the bad words only. Of course lah, the father go with another girl. So this is something that normal people is like, when this thing happen to you, normal people is like, wow, go to the husband, hey, why you do like that? You know, why you you forget your promises. He did a lot of promise to me. So we will, if people with like no wisdom, like normal people, we will say things like this. Hey, how you dump me? You say you love me forever, then now you be with another girl. So what, all those empty promises, right? If we keep on uh if we keep on like so stubborn on that, it makes us very, very hard and very suffering, because we keep on be very clear on their promise. Hey, you say you promised me this, you give me a very good family, huh? You bring me go travel where, then you give me a lot of time, you give me a lot of family bonding, you give me a quality time, but end up you do like that. So if we keep on holding this very stubbornly, and then end of the day, we are the one who become like putfu, you know, the putfu, mad woman. We don't want to become a mad woman. We want to become the woman with wisdom. So slowly I found that my wisdom gradually increase. Then I will, you know, we as a wife, legal wife, right? Actually we can win the war. If let's say you compare to, I mean, the third party, we can win the war if we have enough wisdom. This is what I want to tell lah, okay? Because a true man don't leave a woman which is very good, very kind. And this woman is a legal wife. Is a legal wife. So a bit of my sharing. So there's a journey lah. We need to slowly overcome, and need to read Master Cheng Yan's book. Very good. It's Master Cheng Yan is the one who saved me lah, who saved my kids also, who saved him, who saved him also. Actually, in this 40 minutes sharing actually is not enough to cover everything. Actually, it's too many. Include the signing of the divorce agreement, right? Initially, because he gave me a very good life, it's like slowly reduce the amount that I want him to pay me. And now what is on the paper is zero. I request zero from him. And even sister don't agree about this one. But it's like I know if he got money, he will pay me. So slowly let go of these things. Because before that in the divorce agreement, right, I request a lot. I asked him to pay me this one, that one. 关门先，关门，你要当个关门。Okay, wait.
Well, that's
So
Sister Yoke.
it's the agreement that from I request this amount, after that I discount 30%, after that I discount 50%. And then slowly, I said I don't want to put anything in the agreement. You just pay me as per now. For after since we separated, he never stopped paying me for the monthly expenses, for the support for the kids, everything. So I don't want to put in the agreement. I know he will pay. So in the agreement, it's just that I'll take care of the two kids, and he can come anytime to take the two kids or bring along. Yeah, that's what the agreement as per now is in process now. So many things are to share if you want to hear, because it's a journey lah. Okay, so I hope if I won't say it's advice, because I did many wrong things also, include that the most wrong is I tell my mother those days 3 years ago, I think, that I don't want to live.
Okay.
This is a very 不孝. I don't know, when I tell this, I just, because my emotion, I don't know, actually I created a big worry for my mom. At least I told 2-3 times that I said I don't want to live that time. So I hope that don't be so silly. I regret so much what I have told my mom. Now I'm very happy now. The kids also very happy. So my mother see us also very happy. So she don't need to worry about me. Yeah, there's a difference. We need to take care of ourselves and love ourselves and love our kids, because as a mom, we have a very we need to be responsible to our kids. And I hope they learn Master Chen's teaching also. Even now, sometimes at night, I will go through this 小例子and 上人说故事. My kids very like it. So slowly we need to give this kind of good teaching to our kids so that they can grow up healthily and happily. I hope that they can contribute back to the society in the future when they grow up. So that's my sharing.
Okay, fascinating, Sister Yoke. You have identified a difficult ground that you have, but you have transformed into a ground of practice, the condition of practice from Master's teaching. Fascinating. Indeed, very insightful from Sister Yoke. Right. So Sister Yoke had a faith and understanding in Master's teaching, and she has overcome and removed the wall of unforgiveness with a great heart. So she has grown in her heart. She has settled, stable her heart, settled her mind to be in peace. So Ganon, so much. That's all the time we have for this this Saturday morning, and Ganon, so much for staying back to listen to all the sharing, and we're great the sharers that we have today. We had Brother Joe, Sister Hong Li and Sister Yoke Ching. So let us now offer our 3 vows to the Buddha, also for the Dharma that's given to us, and for the masters in the Sangha community who has led this path. All right, so here we are. First vow, second vow, third vow. So that's vows for the reverence, our devotion, and gratitude. All right, cảm ơn so much, everyone. And Sister Yoke Ching, we look forward to more sharing and guidance from you someday. So, all right. So you all have a good weekend and a good week ahead, and we'll see you again next week.
感恩
All right.
Brother Chin，感恩 Sister Yoke Ching，你很勇敢，你是我们的好榜样，
哇，
把我们
感恩
上任
师兄，
的弟子，very good，继续
感恩
加油，加油，
呀，
感恩
加油！
加油，加油！你是一个很漂亮的volunteer来的，继续你的笑容，继续你的笑
好，
容，
感恩，
好的，感恩。
感恩
感恩，感恩，
感恩，老师，
All
拜
right.
拜，
Okay. Everybody.
感恩，Thank you.
感恩啊，take
Have a
care。
good
Thank
weekend.
you.